Welcome to Team Awesome Survey Training. This is Dustin Christensen, and I put this training together to help you guys out, figure out how to do the surveys, and get as many people as you can to take them and want to come to a meeting. Do you want to have more leads than you can handle? Even if you hate talking to people. This training, we're going to go over step by step how to do this with Super Ninja Jedi skills that will help you get tons of people wanting to go take the survey and want to come to a meeting. I'm going to go over the most successful ways and the easiest ways to do this. Even if you only have a couple minutes a day, it can be done. And even if you hate talking to people. So by the end of this training, you will know exactly how to do the surveys step by step and get maximum results fast and free. Now I love these surveys because it doesn't matter if you have known the prospect forever, like your mom, or if you've never met them before. So it doesn't matter how long you've known the person. I've done over 50 to 100 of these surveys on the phone and have received 40 to 80 on the computer where people just took the survey online and I got the email from them wanting more information, and I just call them up and set a meeting or have them watch the short 15-minute video. Now there are many ways to prospect, and this is an easy way to get someone interested to come to a meeting or watch a short video and find out step by step how they can get into real estate. And it's easy because it doesn't take a lot of guts to do this. And as you know, you are different from everyone on our team and from everyone in the world. You will need to work this and try different ways to do it to find out which way works best for you. Some of the hardest ways to prospect are easy and get you the most results. It just takes a little bit of training to get good at, and by practicing it, it just becomes as easy as breathing. Now, using this correctly, you can get 1 to 5 people a day in 10 to 30 minutes to take the survey. And if done right, you can get 80% or more of these guys coming to a meeting. How would you like that? If you'll commit to keep track of your results also for the next 90 days and post them each Monday on our Team Awesome Facebook page, I guarantee your results will skyrocket. That way I can see where you're going, what you're good at, what you're not getting results at, and you should have seen and gone through also the tracker sheet, which was posted under the new members link, to know what we're doing there. Now I challenge you to do more than you've ever done and stretch your comfort boundaries so you can have what others can't. Most people want a done-for-you system where they don't have to do anything. Yeah, we'll do that on the real estate side, but if you want this done in 2 to 3 to 5 years or sooner, then you need to make some changes because if not, nothing's going to happen. Now, you're going to have bad days. I fired myself at least once a week, and I rehire myself after a hard day several times. Sometimes it happens 3 times a day. So know that you'll get discouraged. And as you read more motivational books or listening to them and see how other people are doing it, you're going to gain confidence, and you're going to be like, wow, that's easy to do. When you first started walking, did you stop after you fell once and said, you know what, this walking thing's not going to work for me? No, you didn't. So you have to keep trying, and it's just the little things that you do day by day. If the only thing you do is write down the name of a number of someone you know that you're going to call or text or give to someone else to call or text, just something little each day. When you stop doing something, you stop growing. Now, getting good at these surveys will get you more leads than you can handle. And I've experienced this, and I have way too many leads, and every time I get someone else that joins, I get more leads. Now, I included a link on this page where you can download the PDF version of the survey. And if you want your own webpage, like mine is www.realestatesuccessbuilders.com/Dustin, I can get you, yours will be the same except / your name. So you can send that link to other people. Just let me know if you want it. Give me your name, phone number, email address that you want everything sent to, and we'll set it up. And when they take the survey, it's emailed straight to you. Now there's several ways to get people to take the survey, and I'll add more ways as we discover them. After you get your list of 20 to 200 people to 500 people that you've got on your contact list on Facebook, cell phone, whatever, text it to me so I know you've done it. That's part of the report and follow-up that we're doing in our team. and then we'll decide which ones you talk to, because some of them you won't even want to reach out to, some of them you will. But as you start writing their names down, even if you're not going to talk to them, it's going to give you some ideas on other people to talk to. Now, this is where you're going to get out of your comfort zone a little and really shine. And I messed up on talking to my first 50 people. But even months and a year later, several of them kept asking me if I was still doing that real estate thing, and they joined up several years. I had one last week, came up and said, Dustin, I'm tired of sitting on the pot. I need to take a crap or get off. I need to do something. So, once you've decided which way to try, and I really suggest try them all at least 10 times each so you know how to do them, so you can train your people that you get in, and don't worry about messing up. Mess up every single one if you want. Then you'll know how to train others and let them know you messed up. So then it's time to call and text and email people. So here's where you do it. I'm skeptical and I hate talking to people, and so I find that emailing or texting people is just the fastest way to get the most amount of people to say yes quick. Now I've got my list of people I can call, and they'll come to a meeting no matter what, so I'll call them and just invite them to it. And there's a bunch of them that I can text, and they'll say yes. So I actually went out and texted 100 people that I knew, and I had 15, 20 of them fill out the form online real quick. So if you text them and say, hey, would you mind doing this, they'll go to your website and do it. Now, I've seen people get 10 to 80%, and it depends on how well you know them and their comfort level with you and all sorts of stuff. But if you just text them first, that will get you your first 1 to 5 to 10 to 20 people to talk to real quick. Now, calling will get you better results, but it takes 10 times as long, and we're going to do calling next. So if you text first to get the quick ones, and then the ones that don't respond, we'll text, email, call them later. Let's just get a couple of the easy ones first so we can get your 3 people signed up and you're getting paid $56 a month. Does that sound good? Now there's 4 ways that I've had that I'll go over on how to contact your warm market and cold markets by phone, text, or email. I'll tell you the highest response rate first to the lowest response rate. So number 1, call your warm market directly or cold call, and use the scripts that I'll go over in a minute. This has the highest response rate, especially with your warm market. It takes the longest, and usually you can do this after you've texted everyone, or if you know a couple people you want to call real quick, just do that. 2, text everyone on your list, whether you know them or not, to see if they would be open to help you do a short survey on real estate investing. This has the second highest results if they're your friends, because they'll say, sure, I'll help you out, and I've got the script below we'll go over in a minute. 3rd, text people to see if they would be willing to do a quick survey for a friend of yours that works with a real estate investment company and a lot of investors, and they're trying to get 1,000 surveys done, and if they wouldn't mind helping you out, this company's going to donate $1 to a local charity, and they'll send your friend a free ebook. And I've had people do that, and 50% of them have said yes. Now, your percentages will vary. It depends on who you are, how you say it, if you're on the phone, or if you text it. So, last part, text them to take a survey online, or email them to take the survey online. This gets a lot of the low-hanging fruit out of the way real quick. Now, it also has the lowest response rates. But you can call and text, or you can text just everyone. Just copy and paste. Just copy the things, put their information there, and you'll get a bunch of them to say yes, and then you can go back over the other ones later. And that's kind of your first round of talking to people. Now, when talking to people in person and real estate comes up, here are some ideas to get them to take the survey. Say something like, hey, would you mind helping me with a quick survey on real estate investing? Or, hey, I just found out about this new survey and this real estate company that lets you know if real estate investing's for you. Or if you're talking to someone and they say, hey, I need more money or new vacations, you can say, hey, I just met these guys who are doing great in real estate. If you want, I can get you in contact with them. They usually want you to do a short survey for them. I can get you access to that, and then afterwards, if it makes sense, they'll give you a call and talk to you for a couple minutes and see if it's something that might work for you. Now, there's a lot of ways to contact those people, and I'll go over on different sheets how to do that. Use these texts, emails, and phone call scripts for your lists. I'm going to record some live calls later on in the next couple weeks so you can actually watch me do this. So one, we're going to look at this form now a little more on texting leads, friends. Here's the form right here, the PDF one. And if you want to look at the one online, here's the one online right here. When you're on the phone, it actually gives you the text to text them. So if they're your friends, here's 3 different texts. First of all, for friends I personally know, or even the ones I've met once, this is my script or text. I'll write their name down, who they are, their phone number, who referred them to me if someone else gave me the text, or the lead, or if someone else told me, hey, this guy's interested, or if I got it off a billboard, or if I got it from KSL, or wherever. Input the information on top so you can always remember where it came from. Next, if they're my friends and people I know, I will text them. I'll say something like this in the text: John, this is Dustin Christensen. And I do that just in case they don't have my number and they think it's some weird guy texting them. Would you be willing to do a quick 2-minute, 12-question yes-no survey on real estate investing for me? We're donating $1 to a local charity for each survey completed, and I'll send you a free ebook on real estate investing. Would you mind helping me out with this? And when I send that out to my friends, most of them will answer. And, well, half will answer right away, and sometimes they take a couple days, but at least you'll get the ones that will say yes or no. If they say yes, I text them back and I'll say, great, are you free now for 2 minutes, or when's a good time to call you? And if they say, call me now, then I'll go over the next part. Now, if I'm texting, now I'll go over that in a second, but if you're texting friends, number 2, or leads from like someone on your team or someone gives you leads, I will text that person and I may not even know him. So I'll text them. I'll say, hey, John, this is Dustin Christensen. I was just talking to your friend, Sue Ann, and your name came up. She said you might be willing to do a quick 12-question yes-no survey on real estate investing for me. We're going to donate $1 to a local charity for each survey, and we'll send you a free ebook on real estate investing. Would you be willing to help me with this? Thanks, Dustin Christensen. Now, if I'm calling them on the phone, it works better, and I'll change it a little bit. But I've gotten up to 40 to 50% response from that when you're texting friends of someone. Now, another one that works really, really well is agents cold call script. So if you're calling agents, you can say something like this: hey, Ron, I saw online that you're a real estate agent, a loan officer, or whatever, and I work with a bunch of investors and was wondering if you'd be open to doing a short 12-question 2-minute yes-no survey on real estate investing for me. We'll donate $1 to a local charity for each survey, and we'll send you a free ebook on real estate investing. Could you help me out with this real quick? Now, all 3 of these are nice and easy because, first of all, they get people to tell you yes. And if they're telling you yes, that's helping out. Now, at the bottom of this thing, I've got these last 2 scripts, which I just went over right here. So that's where I got those scripts. On the PDF version, it has this. And it tells you exactly what to say, and you can write it down by hand. And I've done a lot of those, and it's really nice when you do it yourself over the phone because you can get to know them. Now, another way is if you're texting me someone that you know, one way that works really, really well is if you don't want to talk to your people, you can text them. And you text them to say, hey, would you mind doing a short survey for a friend of mine that's in real estate investing? He's raising some money for a local charity, and he'll give you a free ebook. If you don't want to call them yourself or text them yourself or talk to them yourself, that way it works really, really well. And I've printed this stuff all below this audio that you're hearing right now so that you can read through it and remember what the ideas are. Now, next, once I've texted them, if I've called them, then they'll say yes or no right then. But if I've texted them, they'll text back yes or no. I'm going to text, great, are you free now? Or when's a good time to call? I tried changing the words to do something else besides what I said above, and a lot more people said no. When I leave it open to just say, hey, would you mind helping me out with it, and not giving a time or anything, they're more likely to say yes. But if you say, could you help me out now or tomorrow or next day, they'll figure out a way to say no. But if you just leave it open, they'll say, yeah, sure, I'd help you out. So once you're on the phone with them, and once they said, yeah, call me now or call me tomorrow or call me next year, whenever I call them, the first things I say is I'll say, hey, John, thanks for taking time. As I said, we're going to donate $1 to Giving Globally for your time, and we'll send you a free ebook or MP3 audio on real estate investing. I'm going to ask you 12 yes or no questions real quick just to get the survey done, and then after you can ask any questions or elaborate more. Sound fair? Now, if they're my friends, I say we'll catch up afterwards. I'll say, let me just get this done real quick. This way they don't talk forever and ever for you. Now, if it's someone you don't know, and you've never met before, they're a different lead from someone from your team or online, I usually say, well, how did you know this person that referred me? How did you know, say I referred him? How did you know Dustin? How long have you known him? And I say, well, I've known this person that referred you for years, and I ask the guy that I'm going to do the survey with how they know him, and then I tell them exactly how I know him and that they're a great person. And I said, hey, they spoke highly of you. and say a few positive things, and then get into the script and say that last script. I said, well, we're going to do it just real quick. I'll ask you questions, and then you can answer any more, elaborate more later. Here's the reason why. Is if you get in there and start doing this script and you start elaborating or letting them answer questions longer than yes or no, they're not going to get through it, and they're going to quit halfway through and say, you know what, this doesn't sound like it's for me, because they're going to want you to tell you more and more about it. So then I say, okay, thanks for taking the time. We're going to donate $1 to Giving Globally, and we'll send you a free ebook or MP3 on audio. And I'm going to ask you 12 yes or no questions just to get the survey done. And afterwards, you can ask any questions or elaborate more. And then I start straight into doing the survey with them on the phone. Now, you can change it to what works best for you, and I've included here below a bunch of different things as you'll read through it, what you can ask them and say. I'm not going to go through each one of those now, but you can read through them below. But I get into the survey. There's a lot of tips and tricks that you can go through to get them to take the survey. Like one of my longer ones, when I was texting people, I'd say, hey, John, this is Dustin Christensen. I was referred to you by Booker Hatch, who said you're a sharp person and may be able to help me out real quick. I'm bribing Booker for your name and number to call and see if you might be open to do a 10-question yes-no survey on real estate investing. We're donating $1 to local charity and called Giving Globally, who helps underprivileged children and families. We're trying to get 1,000 surveys done this week. Would you mind helping out and answering a few short yes-no questions? I'll also enter you to a drawing for a chance to win a 3-day stay in Vegas or Cancun, or a $25 coupon to restaurant.com. Does that sound fair? And most people will say yes to that, but that's a little bit longer and hard to read in a text. So the shorter texts I get sometimes will work better. Try both and see what works. Now, the whole idea with the survey is to get them thinking, yes, I need some residual income. I don't have my retirement set up. And they're all yes questions where they're going to say pretty much yes and agree to them all. And the main goal is just to get them to set a time to meet with us. Whether it's you, whether it's me, whether it's to watch the video. Now, if they take the survey online, I call them immediately and I just start talking to them. Hey, thanks for taking the survey. If I know them, I catch up with them. If I don't know them, I say, well, how'd you know this person that had you do the survey? Tell me about it. Yeah, I've known them for a while. And then I'll ask them, are you free Thursday night? If they're 5 or above, I'll say, we need to get together. Are you free this Thursday night to meet? And if they're not in town, I say, can you watch the online video of us doing it, or we have a recorded one you can watch. And if they say yes on the video, I always say, great, when could you watch it by? So I can follow up with them, and I'll go over that in a minute. But now I go through the survey if I'm on the phone with them and they haven't taken it. And the first part, the part that I'm really interested in is if on a scale of 1 to 10, what's their interest level? This is where your personality comes in. I get their email, I tell them, if you're 5 or above, it looks like this might be perfect for you. We should set a time to meet to get you more information. If they're not local, send them to the web page. And And if they are local, have them come to the Thursday night meeting or have them watch it online Thursday night at our website. And they can also go to sbteamawesome.com to watch the presentation. Never ever hang up on these guys until you get a meeting set from your meeting. So book a meeting from a meeting. It's called Bam Fam. Book a meeting from a meeting. Okay? And if you ever don't, then you're going to lose them. Now, after the survey, if they're long distance, I send them to my webpage, dustin.strongberg.com, and have them read through the information and go through the link. And I also have them watch the short video on www.sbforstrongberg.teamawesome.com, sbteamawesome.com, and have them click on the presentation and watch that first video, which is about 15 minutes. It's really good. And after that, we get them on the phone and do a 3-way call. But don't give them the link unless they say they're going to watch it. Say, if I give you the link, will you watch it? Don't say, okay, I'll give you the link. Here it is. Say, if I give you the link to watch it, to this video, will you watch it? And they have to say yes. And then you say, when could you have it watched by? And they may tell you, oh, I can do it by tomorrow or in 2 days or in a week or a year. Whatever they tell you, it's just fine. If they tell you a year or a day, say. If they say tomorrow, then I'll say, great. Then tomorrow after 5 o'clock, if they say by 5 o'clock, I said, tomorrow at 6 o'clock I can give you a call, and I know you're going to have some questions, and I can answer those. Does that sound good? And they say yes. Then I give them the link. And then I also text them right before to say, hey, do you still have the link to get on? So now we're getting further into this, and I'm going to go through the survey with you. But if they're really determined and they watched the short video, if they're long distance and they've done a 3-way call with us, I'll tell them to still go to our team webpage and watch the other presentations. I've got my presentation on there for an hour and Chris Crone's hour and 45-minute one that goes way into details. So now that I've explained a lot and that you're hopefully not asleep and that you're doing this, we're going to go through the survey as I do it with someone. So when I call someone, I'll say, hey, great, I'll go through the survey, I'll ask you the questions, and if you have any other questions afterwards, you can elaborate more. Sound fair? Okay, first, do you own your own car or rental properties? Yes or no? And I'll mark it, yes or no. Have you ever thought about or want to get into real estate investing? Yes or no. Have you ever purchased books or courses on real estate investing? Yes or no. If you had extra money from rental properties to vacation more or spend more time with loved ones, could this decrease your stress level? Yes or no. Are you open to making additional lifetime residual income from rental properties? Yes or no. And sometimes on those last two, they'll say, you know what, I would feel more stressed because I have to manage them. I say, what? Then I add in, well, even if you didn't have to manage them. And they'd say, okay, yeah, that makes sense. 7, if you didn't have to buy any courses or manage properties and could get into real estate with 5 more properties free and clear in the next 5 to 10 years and make an extra $500 to $5,000 per month now, would you like more information on how to do this, even with no money or credit? And they'll say yes. Now, at this point, half the time they'll be laughing. And they'll say yes, 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 yes to all. And I say, yeah, I know. They are loaded questions, but they're made to make you think of, do you have these things? And do you have your retirement set up? Then I keep going with the survey. I say, if you could meet 10 local residents who have done this and show you how, would that help? Yes or no? Now, each one of these questions answer questions they have in their mind. This lets them know that people have done it locally and it's just not some scam. The other ones let them know that they can get in for nothing if they don't have anything. And the first questions ask them, hey, yeah, I do need residual income. Number 9 is if you could meet 10 local residents who have done this and show you how would that help. I think I did that one, but that really helps them want to talk to people. 9, if you could get a free game plan on how to do this with your personal situation, would you want one? Most say yes. If the right opportunity came along, it makes sense, you like it, it fits in your time and budget, even if 0 is your budget, and you have your questions answered to your satisfaction, would you be willing to work with us? And if they say no to any of those questions above, except for the one that says use your retirement set, it's mainly stating that they're comfortable where they're at. They don't want to learn anything else. They don't want to make any more money. They don't know that they can, and they're kind of afraid of it. So if they put no on those, that's why. This next question, 11, on a scale of 1 to 10, how interested are you in getting this information? This is the hardest one, and this is the one we're looking for, because this one right here lets us know whether they're going to talk to us or not. If they said yes to any of them above, we can potentially get them to a meeting. Now, if they say there are 5 or above on here, they've got to come to a meeting because they're interested. If they're 4 and below, we'll still try to get them to come to a meeting because we can get them excited about it, but it's something out of their comfort zone at this minute. Now, in 12, I say thank you for taking your time, and we're going to send you a free ebook or audio on real estate investing. We'll send you an email. What's your best email to send it to? Now they give you the email. And we don't ask for the email up front because sometimes that makes them nervous or whatnot. But at this point, they're like, yeah, I'm getting free stuff. If they're 5 and above, this is where I say, you know what? You know what, John? This looks like it might be a perfect fit for you. We should set a time to get you more information. And they're going, yeah, let's do. I say, are you free Thursday night at 6:30 to meet in the Taylorsville office? I do this if I know they're here in town or in Utah. We've had people fly out of state to come and see it also. And I've had people come from Logan and way down south. So if they're more than an hour to 3 hours away, you've got to sell it here. You got to say, are you free? Can you make yourself free Thursday night at 6:30 to come here to Taylorsville and meet some people who do this and find out how it's done? And if they say no, or if I know they're out of state, I say, when would be a good time to meet? Then I try to set a one-on-one with me or with them, or I send them to the video at our team page, SB Team Awesome, the presentation, and have them watch the 15-minute video with Chris Crone, get them on a 3-way call with me and them, and then we get them on listening to one of the longer ones where we get them signed up. Now, last but not least, this is the best one at all. If you're just emailing and texting people, they're always going to mark no. If you do this on the phone and you do it right, they'll say yes. I will say, last but not least, we're trying to get 1,000 surveys completed to donate to a local charity called Giving Globally. Now, if you have a different charity, you can give it to them. They help underprivileged children and families. We would like to give you or bribe you a $25 gift certificate to restaurant.com if you could help us get 10 to 20 names and numbers of people you know who we can text to see if they'd be open to doing a short survey on real estate investing. And if they start working with us, we'll send you more gift certificates. Would you be willing to help with us with this? And get the $25 gift certificate. Now, if I'm on the phone, I stop right there. And I just say yes or no. And most of the time, about half the time they'll say yes, half the time I'll say no. If I explain it like that on the phone, and I stop and I say, hey, would you help us? Would you mind helping with this? They'll say yes. And half of the people I've never met will say yes if I'm on the phone with this. And I will get another 10 to 20. And if they say no, I say, well, after you see what it's about, because it looks like something you should see, then you may be open to doing that. Sounds fair? Now, if they're a real estate agent, I'll also say, if anyone you refer to me that you know that doesn't have enough money, time, or credit, they work with us, you'll still be their agent, and we'll show you how to make additional commissions off of them. Sound fair? Now, at this point is the hardest part, because a lot of people are afraid to ask for the first names. And this is where, after they said yes, I say, okay, awesome. Let's just take 1 minute real quick and just open up your contacts on your cell phone. Let's start with A and just give me 1 or 2 people real quick. And when I do this, they'll give me their first name and phone number. I'll write it down as fast as I can. And I'll do the second one and the third one. And by that point, they're willing to go down. I say, you know what? This is going real quick. Let's just take another minute or 2 and finish all of them. And they'll go through. And even after they've hit 10 or 20, I say, well, is there anyone else you can think of? And they'll say, yeah, okay, keep going. Because the more you have here, the more possible I can pay you more. So this is a lot of information. It's a lot of time. And I appreciate you taking time doing this. We've gone on about a half-hour training on it. This is the same training I'd do if you were in front of me. So have your people go through this. And then go out and try 1 or 2. I don't care if you screw up. In fact, I want you to screw up at least 50 times, because I know out of 50 surveys, you'll get people saying yes. Now the next training is how to get them to a meeting. And I've trained you a little bit on that, but I never leave a survey without setting a time to talk to them next or set up a meeting. And even if it's a year out, I set something. So thank you guys very, very much. We've learned a lot here. And I hope this gets you a ton of leads. If you don't know how to find leads, one of my next videos or trainings will show you how to do that. Talk to you soon.